Did Fallout 76 The Pit save Fallout 76? That is the question for this video. Over the past year, we've seen quite a lot of different content added to Fallout 76, but just a little over a month ago at the time of recording this video, the Pit Expeditions was added to Fallout 76. Now, to those of you who are familiar with the Fallout franchise, you'll recognize the Pit as a location/DLC from Fallout 3. And the primary addition with the expeditions is two separate mini quest lines, very similar to Daily Ops, as well as a new weapon, the Auto Axe, as well as the new currency for Fallout 76 called Stamps. Now, the main thing that I want to talk about in this video is the future of Fallout 76 and exactly how the Pit Expeditions affects the future of this game. I believe the addition of Expeditions provides a very optimistic outlook on the future of Fallout 76 and hopefully will increase the amount of content that we get every year with Fallout. Bethesda's current strategy with Fallout 76 has been to release probably about 4 or 5 semi-major content updates every year. And while, for a lot of games that can hold players over for quite some time, but for Fallout 76, with how far we are into the game's life cycle, there's really only so much that can be added to actually keep players keep playing and get new players to come and play. Now, for those of you who don't really know how expeditions work, as you can see in the background, you have to just go around the White Spring Resort in 76, complete 3 daily quests, and you get 1 trip. Currently, we only have the Pit Expeditions, so you get 1 trip every day, potentially, to the Pit, where you pick between 2 quest lines that you go through and do. And I believe for how long we had to wait to get the Pit Expeditions added to the game, it's very lackluster, as you're only able to start 1 a day, while you can participate in as many as you want. Other people have to start them, which means there is a set number of them that you can really, feasibly do in a single day. But Expeditions as a whole really has me optimistic for the future of the game because of potential. Now, while we know that Bethesda doesn't necessarily do the best with potential, I still believe that Expeditions will provide more consistent updates to the game and more consistent content to the game, due to the fact that these are, similar to Daily Ops, a little bit bigger, but they only take about 15 to 20 minutes to complete if you're running it with a full team that knows what they're doing. And the reason why that's important is because Bethesda can more so focus on the locations than necessarily the actual content of the the questing aspect of the expeditions. While I do believe that an increase in difficulty for expeditions would be nice if you potentially could pick different difficulties to get different rewards, whether it be more stamps, more legendaries, add on like a mutations type things like they do with Daily Ops, something that makes it so it's more worthwhile to do the expeditions, especially because of the fact that you can only start 1 expedition a day, which means that you're only actually, getting so much of the content that you can do in a single day. Now, this limit of starting 1 expedition a day has definitely increased the amount of interactions between players because of the fact that you try and get into as many different groups as possible with as many different people that are starting the expeditions, so that way you can get all the plans you want, all the stamps you need, and all that stuff. While I'm not upset necessarily about their choice of locations for the expedition, or at least this initial one being the pit. I really would have liked to see them go somewhere new, you know? Let Fallout 76 kind of be its own game with its own story, especially because, you know, being to the pit in Fallout 3, which takes place well after the events of Fallout 76, you know, it creates some lore issues, which is definitely something that I'm going to go over in a future video about the issues of the lore with Fallout 76, because of how soon after the Great War it takes place, and how early it is in comparison to the other games after the Great War. Going to a brand new location would have given Bethesda more creative freedom with what's going on and allow for, you know, new areas to be explored, new storylines to be explored. Instead of, because we know that no matter what happens, no matter what we do in these expeditions in the pit, in the long run, it still stays the same. You still go there in Fallout 3 and see that nothing's really changed, and that the Trogs still run rampant. There's still lots of slavery going on there. You know, nothing that we do in these expeditions actually matters in the long run, because we see the story later on. But I will give Bethesda props, because I do really like being inside the Vertibird, you know. It's not something that we really get to do super often in Fallout, especially in 76, as they are usually unmanned aircrafts, although we do temporarily go in one in Fallout 4. This is kind of different, and I feel really interesting to actually use the Vertibird in like a long flight scenario. I think that's just interesting. Something that I mentioned earlier is the length of the expeditions, and while you're actually in the pit, especially if you're running in a group like I am in the video, you know, it doesn't really take super long to go through and finish the whole thing and, you know, get out of there. I feel like after you go in the first few times, your want to explore kind of isn't there, because you've seen all you really needed to see. And this is an issue that I'm actually not really sure of how to fix. You know, it really depends on what Bethesda's main intentions of expeditions are to be. Is it for you to actually explore other locations, or is it just for them to kind of have another way to get players to play the game daily? And, you know, like very similar to Daily Ops, as I keep mentioning, you know, are these meant to just be short little things that you spend, you know, just a portion of your time doing? Or is this supposed to be like long-term endgame content? Because, you know, at this point, it's not challenging for people, and, you know, there's not really good enough rewards, I feel like, for how, not necessarily because of how easy it is, but because of how late game many players are in the game. You know, a lot of the grind at this point for a lot of people is just to be playing the game every day, getting their gold bullion, and, you know, doing their script every day, doing stuff like that, and trying to progress through the scoreboard, which isn't really necessarily that fun for everyone. While certainly some players enjoy it, it's definitely not something for everyone. And again, it's something that I don't really have a solution to. I don't really know if increasing the amount of steps in the quest or just making the locations bigger are really a good enough solution for kind of the shortness of this content. I personally like the idea of a difficulty setting where, you know, you have easy, normal, hard, something along that. Maybe change the name so it's a bit more intuitive, but something that can change the difficulty of them, the length of them, the rewards, you know, allow people to choose how they want to play the expeditions, because it's, you know, the once a day type content. Make it so people actually want to log in every day and to continue doing this content. overall, I'm really hopeful for the future of Fallout 76, especially in these next coming months with Nuka World on tour. Um, that's actually on the PTS as I'm recording this video, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good, hopefully, as it is always the hope with this game. I am genuinely still enjoying playing Fallout 76, recently getting back into it again because of the Expeditions update, as well as the 25th anniversary of Fallout this month of October, um, and the events and stuff and the rewards they've got going on. And it's something that I definitely would like to see them do more of these limited time events, as I've definitely seen a massive increase in players. That actually, they're there for the content that we actually have right now. So it's definitely something that I want to see them continue to keep putting out. Well, if you made it this far into the video, thanks for watching and listening to my rants and ramblings and feelings about this game. The rest of this video is just going to be me finishing out this expedition, just in case you're interested in checking out and seeing how it goes. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.
Idea how to really work the foundry. Instead of steel, they're pumping out chemical weapons from a makeshift lab in the hopper room. We need to melt down what they've already got and make sure they can't produce any more. Even if they do manage to keep the foundry today, bolting production would struggle to slow. Get in there and find a way to wreck that equipment. I'll radio with more instructions. fanatics won't mess with us again anytime soon. You're a hero. Brought us the time to regroup and live another day. Head on back to the pen for a debrief, but don't let your guard down. Never let your guard down. We can't catch a break. More trogs coming. You need to get back here pronto.
Appreciate you got business. Right. What I say.
Thank you. Thank you. Later.
You ready to get? Hop in and I'll